Okay, Andre and I are gonna make potato leek soup, and unfortunately, since our potatoes got drowned out by the rain from a week ago, we had to go out and buy potatoes. So, but what we do have are a bunch of leeks, which I've already diced up over here. The leeks in the bag we actually had from last year, and we've kept frozen all year. And so I just opened it up and it still smells good, so I think they're good. But the recipe we're using has garlic in it. And so what I did is, this is one of our Parisian star garlics that I have taken all the paper off. These have been curing for about 3 weeks now, and they're not ready yet because I'd say the closest 2 layers of paper to the actual cloves were kind of hard to get off. But this is what I started out with. So this is one of the other garlic bulbs right there. So all I did as of right now was just take all the paper off. So what we're going to do is, the recipe calls for using a bunch of chicken broth. And for some reason, Andrea doesn't want the sisters to have a hot, steamy bath to create chicken broth.
We don't have any extra roosters.
And so we got some chicken broth at the store. So what I'm going to do is I'll break this apart, because we're going to use 5 of the cloves. This one has 9 cloves on it, 8 good ones, and then there's a little small one right there. Andrea says that she wants to try to eat raw garlic, so I'm gonna let her be the first volunteer for that. So let me break this thing apart and then I'll come back. Okay, so I stand corrected. There were 11 cloves. 2 of them were actually hiding underneath. So when I broke it open, they were actually underneath all the other cloves. So Parisian Star is a hard neck garlic, so that's what the hard neck looks like when you break it apart. And so the reason why we picked this particular one is because of this right here. That was a little nick. Andre thing got into the clove itself, so we were going to just cut around it. And yes, Parisian Star is a potent garlic, and yes, just by doing that, we're getting a decent amount of essence of garlic right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 of these, and then I'm going to mince them, because that's what calls for our potato leek soup recipe. So let me mince one of these, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so that is the clove itself. So this is going to be the first one we're going to mince. So we're going to crush it, then mince it. Okay, so here comes the first crushing. Alright, it's nice and crushed. A lot of garlic juice right there. And so now I can take that and pop that in here. And yes, the essence of garlic is definitely present. And there's our first garlic clove. So now I just got to do 4 more. Yeah, so I had a little bit of garlic juice on me, so I went ahead and just licked my finger, and yeah, it's pretty potent. So this will be awesome.
Wow. Wow. Good, but wow.
Next, I'm going to get Andre to eat a tarantula on video. So, alright, I'm going to start sauteing this, and then get all the garlic minced up, and then we'll come back later. Okay, just a quick update. We have everything in the pot here. Can't really see it, but the leeks are sauteed. The garlic is sauteed. The potatoes are in. The recipe calls for thyme. The butter was used for the sauteing. The chicken broth, and then just a little bit of water. So that's the only thing in there. So now we just have to let it boil, then let it cook for a bit, and then we just have to let it cool down, and then puree it in a blender, and then it's ready. So the recipe is not that complicated, which is why I wanted to do it. You know, I just obviously wish I had our potatoes, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So
Next year.
yeah, so Andrea says next year. So that is our potato leek soup as of right now. Okay, it's done cooking, so that's what it looks like now. We have not obviously pureed it yet. We're going to let it cool down a little bit before we start sticking it in the blender. I remember doing this last year, and it was still a little too hot when we tried to do it. But yeah, cooked up pretty good, and so we're just gonna let it cool for a bit, and then we'll start pureeing in the blender, and then it'll be done. And so far so good. Alright, that was Andrea pureeing the soup. So that's what it looks like before. And that's what it looks like after. Looks like a hot smoothie. And just like that, it is all pureed. So each one of these holds about a pint and a half, which is about 24 ounces. And so Andrea and I will have 6 different servings of this. So that is all of our leeks. That's all the potatoes we had to buy because ours got washed out. And it has our Parisian Star garlic in here. So everything except for the potatoes we grew ourselves. So that is our potato leek soup for this year. So hopefully it'll last. Last year we made significantly less than this, and it didn't last too long. So hopefully this should go in the freezer, and it should last a little longer. And Andrea wanted to show what the actual recipe was. I don't know where she got this from, but that's pretty much what it is. Oh,
Just search for that online.
Okay, Andrea just said search for that. We did 2.5 times of this because we got a 5-pound thing of potatoes. So we just, between the leeks that we had from last year and the ones we had from this year, that should be enough to do that. And that's pretty much it. So it's not that complicated at all. The hardest part of this whole thing was just doing the prep work. Actual cooking of it is not that bad. So I'm gonna have a cookie and say that this is a success.